Everyone is speaking out about this as it's official. We have a major update on the New York Knicks head coaching search that defines everything that Leon Rose has been trying to do with this search, and Knicks fans are fired up and speaking out on this situation after the Knicks fired head coach Tom Thibodeau, and there's been a lot of discussion surrounding who the next head coach is going to be, and Knicks fans are not liking how this Knicks head coaching search is going, and we're going to break all this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. If you guys are part of that 74% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily videos like this. We got a bunch of stuff coming out. We got like 3 videos a day. You do not want to miss out on all the great Knicks content that we have. We also are going to get back to TikToks and YouTube Shorts as well. A couple fun videos we're going to make there also. A lot less serious, more just fun stuff that I think you guys will enjoy. But more importantly than all that, as I struggle to speak, we know the New York Knicks are doing an extensive head coaching search. Leon Rose is knocking on every door, whether it's college teams, free agent head coaches, NBA teams with head coaches that they like. We saw that Chris Finch is not an option. We saw that Ime Udoka is not an option, as both those teams, the Timberwolves and the Rockets, both denied the New York Knicks of getting to talk to their head coaches. And the final one was Jason Kidd. But now we have a huge update on that as well. As revealed by Shams, the New York Knicks requested permission Wednesday morning to speak to Mavericks coach Jason Kidd, and Dallas gave a firm rejection. The Knicks have been denied now on Kidd, Minnesota's Chris Finch, and Houston's Ime Udoka. Now, on top of that, we saw Sam Amick mention that Kidd has been present at the Mavericks practice facility this past week as they've held workouts and functioned in a business-as-usual capacity. What's more, the negotiations with former Raptors and Phoenix Suns head coach Jay Triano for a lead assistant coaching position with the Mavericks have been revealing when it comes to Kidd. According to a league source, Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison made it clear to Triano during the process that Kidd would remain the head coach. Triano, the league source said, agreed to terms on the assistant position on Tuesday. So on top of this, what we're seeing is the Mavericks do outside negotiations to bring in Jay Triano, a very well-respected coach in basketball, to be the lead assistant coach for the Dallas Mavericks. And one of the clear points there is that Jason Kidd is going to continue to be the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. So you look at all that, and it feels very, very, very unlikely that Jason Kidd is going to be the head coach of the Knicks. I understand that there are people saying, what do you mean unlikely? Obviously, the Knicks got declined. There's no chance he can coach the Knicks now. But all sources are indicating that's not exactly true, and that Leon Rose can work his way around this. However, we look at everything, and Knicks fans are not thrilled. I mean, we see DJ Zulo saying that it just doesn't feel like the Knicks had a great plan after firing Tibbs, assuming Kidd was the number one choice. Probably could have figured out the Mavs or Kidd's intention via back channel with proper planning, but Schwinney responded that you shouldn't just keep a head coach that you don't believe in anymore who no longer had buy-in with your roster just because you don't have a preferred candidate readily available or easily accessible to acquire. Let it play out. The Lakers search looked messy last year, and now people are saying that JJ Redick is Jesus. So, first of all, JJ Redick is a phenomenal coach, and yeah, that search was messy. So Schwinney's absolutely right here, and I mean, I just agree wholeheartedly. I know Knicks fans are upset. It's not lost. I mean, Knicks fans are going out there. I mean, Jonathan Macri kind of said, as others have said, I'm shocked the other successful coaches in good spots aren't climbing over themselves to take on a championship or bust job after the last guy got fired for making the Eastern Conference Finals with a non-championship caliber roster. Look, it's understandable why this is getting declined, and I understand that Knicks fans should be upset at all of this, but at the same time, it does come down to Knicks fans. It's going to be fine. The Knicks didn't fire Tom Thibodeau because they had a coach who they really wanted to be the head coach of the Knicks. They had a coach who they did not want to be the head coach of the Knicks, and that's Tibbs. Look, I think all of us can agree that we're grateful for Tom Thibodeau for everything he did. He took out that ad in the New York Times. That was really cool what he said. We all loved it. And he deserves our gratitude the same way that he gave his gratitude to the Knicks in general. I mean, Tibbs deserves all the gratitude from Knicks fans for everything he did for this team, for this city. He's one of the best coaches in New York Knicks history, and he's going to be someone who's going to be remembered fondly and frankly should never have to pay for dinner or a beer ever again in New York City. There's just no one who should ever charge that man for all he did for us, the way he instilled a culture. We all deserve, or Tom Thibodeau deserves, a huge thank you from all of us. It's weird, and it's definitely a little bit sad that we're not going to see Tibbs on the sideline, because I think we all kind of grew attached to him. But the Knicks did not believe in him. The players did not believe in him. We had to move on, and that's what we did. And look, you just have to keep moving forwards. And it's not like the Knicks had no plan. They just didn't have a ready coach who they were ready and waiting on. There's going to be names that come up. Johnny Bryant is one of them. On top of that, wow, my voice is going crazy right now. Another one is Chris Quinn. He also has a very real chance at becoming someone the Knicks target heavily. So we look at all these guys. There are options out there. It's just a matter of who they're going to hire as this search continues. They don't need to hire someone by tomorrow. It's not like this has to get done. And on top of that, it doesn't necessarily mean the whole Jason Kidd fiasco is done and over with either. Now, James Edwards mentioned that he's gathered that the Knicks' pursuit might not stop with the official denial of permission. Even with the denial, the Knicks could still offer a trade package that Dallas decides it can't refuse. There's just been no indication that Dallas wants Kidd to leave or Kidd wants to leave Dallas. And Steve Popper said, "I've heard that despite the roadblock coming, some in the Knicks organization believe the first no is not the end of the pursuit of Kidd." So that makes sense too. There's a world where that's not the end of the Jason Kidd pursuit. There's a world where the Knicks are still going to go after him, whether it's offering a few second-round picks to try to get Jason Kidd, or maybe this is one giant smokescreen. The Knicks actually are interested in Kidd, but aren't expecting him, and they're trying to just create a smokescreen for one reason or another. The Knicks are the only team right now looking for a head coach, so I don't exactly see the full reasoning for a smokescreen, but it's not like they have some high draft pick where they have to worry about them being a little bit weary of the Knicks or anything like that. It's just a matter of them finding the right guy, and they're going to be diligent. They were diligent last time around, and yeah, Tibbs was the favorite from moment one, but they did interview a ton of guys, Kidd being one of them who effectively came in second place. There's also a ton of other names who they interviewed, and they're going to do that again. They're going to look extensively, and there's a lot of guys who keep coming up in this conversation who very likely will get interviews with the Knicks. I expect them to, and I mean, you look at what Josh Lewenberg said. He's like classic Dolan Knicks arrogance. Find and hire your own damn coach. And on top of that, saying, who conducts a coaching search this way? The odds of a good team granting permission to interview a head coach under contract is a lateral job and are super low. Maybe you take a shot with one guy, but to call multiple teams and be like, I guess we should call more is wild stuff. Well, I don't know what Josh Lewenberg is so mad about outside of the fact that he's a Raptors fan and the Raptors are going nowhere fast. So maybe he's just upset about that, or that the Knicks are suing the Raptors for rightful reasons and all that stuff. Maybe it's that. There's a few different reasons why he could be hating on the New York Knicks right now, but this is what the Knicks do. They're going to look everywhere. They're just being diligent. It's just how they want to operate. They want to be a diligent team. They want to do whatever it takes. The same way the Raptors want to do whatever it takes, so they stole plays and information on scouting reports from the New York Knicks. It's, it's what happens when you're trying to be diligent. You go out and you do stuff like that. So I don't know why Josh is freaking out, but it is funny to watch. You look at Jason Kidd's record as a head coach. The man has been on a few different NBA teams, which is a bit of a scare already that he's coached 3 different NBA teams. And I mean, so far with the Mavs, he's 2-2 in making the playoffs. Obviously, they didn't make the Western Conference Final. They made the NBA Finals, that one year in 2024. But at the same time, it becomes this situation of he's a coach who's 362 and 339, so he's got a positive win percentage. But is he the right coach for the Knicks? I think in a lot of ways he's not, because it's just the slow-paced offense. I've said this before. I'm not changing my tune for anyone wondering. I know I've talked about Kidd a bunch, but I don't want people to think that I necessarily loved the idea of Jason Kidd. I didn't mind it. But he does coach a slower-paced offense, and I don't really want to see that. I'd like to see the Knicks pick up the pace a little bit more, and I would like to see them just use their bench. And I'm not saying Kidd doesn't use his bench, but Kidd is a bit more similar to Tom Thibodeau in ways that people aren't really discounting. All that being said, I do think this still means that Johnny Bryant is going to be one of the favorites for the Knicks job. I imagine it'll be Bryant, Chris Quinn, and then there's a few other names who are not current NBA head coaches with teams, but are former head coaches of teams. And we are going to dive into that in the next video. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you see that video. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.